What's up, future millionaires? It's your boy MTI. Now, Forex recently made an announcement on a big adjustment that's going to be made to the ecosystem, and that's going to affect the animal farm as well as the faucet. Now, a lot of the great YouTubers have already talked about this, but of course, I know a lot of you wait for me to put it out and kind of explain it the way I do. So I'm going to do my best to break it down for everyone. And so both of these things, as I mentioned, will affect the animal farm, and it's going to affect the faucet. And this is why a lot of people that was in the beginning in drip when the farms first launched, why they were so hyped about the drip BUSD farm, because it actually added liquidity and it added more drip to the actual tax vault. And we're going to dive a little bit more into that. And we're also going to figure out, according to Forex, when we should kind of expect the animal farm to officially launch. But first and foremost, let's briefly kind of dive into the price of drip, look at my faucet, and then we're briefly going to dive into the garden. So as we can see here, the price is around $4.83, and yes, we know the price have pulled back a little bit even more because of a lot of people are frustrated, and disappointed with the delays. However, the new adjustment, I do think it is pretty bullish, but I'm going to explain to you, and all we can do is kind of wait and see what actually happens when this adjustment goes into effect. And so I've already compounded for today. I have over 3,346 drip. If we head on over to the drip garden here, you can see I have about 5.2 million plants grown. If you go to drip.formulate, you can see my LP ratio is just over 8.17. You can see the USD value, and you can see I'm making about 175,000 plants per day. So if you head over here, you can see that the drip Twitter page made an announcement. Forex said, we made a major improvement to the animal farm game theory, opening up to the public, testing now before we go live very shortly. So if you look right here, he talks about what's going on, but I'm actually going to pull this up on Telegram. Now, as you can see right here, Forex mentions, I will be getting into the adjustment we made, which will significantly improve the game theory of animal farm and create a steady buy pressure for drip by moving capital from the sell side of the order book into the buy side every time someone deposits into the drip BUSD farm. Now I'm going to get into that here in a second. And then also, as we can see, Forex mentions right down here, he says they're done with the work, and most likely either Thursday or next Tuesday at the very latest is when we can kind of expect the animal farm to be launched. So probably Tuesday of next week is probably when we will see the animal farm, or maybe Thursday if they just really get it going. So what Forex is kind of talking about here, because once the drip BUSD LP farm goes live, there's actually a 1% in and out. And what that means is every time someone deposits into the drip BUSD farm, there's 1% fee that goes where that drip actually goes to the tax vault, right? Which means if there's more drip in the tax vault, that means drip doesn't have to mint tokens, right? Or mint as many, right? Which is a positive thing. Now, the other thing is when someone withdraws, there's also a 1% fee, and that drip goes to the tax vault. So you got two different things there on deposits and withdrawals. There's a 1% in and out fee where that drip is going to the tax vault. Now, that was already in effect, and this is why a lot of people was already pumped about the drip BUSD farm going into effect with the animal farm. And this is why they expected the price to go up, because of that right there. Now, the other thing that he talks about is now the BUSD from the sell side of the order. So when people go to sell drip BUSD, he's actually going to be taking that BUSD and buying drip and sending that to the tax vault as well. So Forex is mentioning in his voice chat with that Ray was showing is that he's expected this to have a potential 3 to 4x buy pressure on the drip token. And if you think about the whole mechanics here, his idea is drip is minting tokens, right? Because yes, it has to pay out that daily dividend. However, if we can get more drip into the tax vault, that means that now the supply can stay steady. And then also, as we start burning the supply goes down with more drip going into the tax vault. So that is a positive. Now, this is just talking about for the drip faucet. Now let's kind of talk about how does this affect the animal farm, right? Well, how this affect the animal farm is the DRIP BUSD officially was going to be earning pigs, which is the governance token, but now he switched it. It's going to now be earning dogs, which also has the variable tax. And to get that tax down, you have to be in the you have to be in the dog pound, which you can choose either compound, manual, or the auto compounding pool. Whichever one you choose, you just have to be in the dog pound. So how this is a great thing is now that makes pigs even more rare. So the only way you can really get pigs is by staking or by buying it off the market, which makes it even harder to get, which also probably is going to make the price even higher over time. And then when you think about the DRIP BUSD LP farm, now this is also going to have the highest multiplier, right? And so the highest multiplier farm is going to be DRIP and BUSD. So as people is adding liquidity into that farm, that's bullish for DRIP. And remember, each time someone deposits, that's a 1% of that DRIP going to the tax vault. And remember, the reason why it's going to be incentive to use the DRIP BUSD farm is because not only does it earn dogs, but it's going to have the highest multiplier, meaning you're going to be able to earn the most yield, meaning you can earn more dogs, right? So you can see this is the big adjustment that he's made. Now, some people have already covered this, but hopefully I've kind of broke it down so everyone can kind of understand how this is going to work. Now, I'm really excited about how this is going to potentially affect the Faucet, being able to add more drip into the tax vault, which should help us stop minting so many tokens and hopefully get that under control. So I'm really excited to see how that's going to plan out. I think the animal farm is pretty much a no-brainer. People want to go to the highest yielding farms, which DRIP BUSD is going to be that, which that's going to benefit DRIP within itself because of the 1% in and out on deposits and withdrawals. So let me know what you think down in the comment section. Not that long of a video, but I wanted to at least cover this, you know, for people that may have missed it, or maybe you want to hear from another person to have it sink in a little bit more. But shout out to the DRIP community. I appreciate all of you, and I will catch you all on the next update.